Man, I tell you, arguing and backtalking was one of my worst, traits as I was growing up with autism. Man, I tell you, arguing and backtalking was one of my worst, traits as I was growing up with autism. I always feel like I have to be right all the time, even if things have to be wrong. I just felt like I have to be the complete opposite of my parents. My mom and my dad. I kind of used, as I was a teenager, I kind of used autism as an excuse to saying, hey, this is the way I see it. This is right in my eyes. It's just, terrible. It's just a really, terrible, nasty thing. And I kind of came to the conclusion saying that autism is not an excuse for doing the things, for doing all these different things, whether it be inappropriate or appropriate or whatever that is. I can't tell from right and wrong. So how do we deal with it? How do we deal with the back talking and arguing? Even when I was like growing up as a kid and as a teen and all these different things. So it kind of went into this constant process of of when I was, a kid, and my mom and my dad never gave up when it came to the arguing and the backtalking. Here's how it worked. So whenever these things that come up, when it comes to, me being kind of a total brat, I'm kind of confident in calling that because it was kind of true. There was many parts where my mom, she would stop what she's doing, whether we be playing a game or an activity or anything like that. She just stopped and told it to me straight, saying, "I'm not going to play with you anymore." And anymore, as in, I'm not going to play with you today. If you're going to keep this up. And she just stopped and just got serious about that and just stopped what she's doing, kind of not exactly walk away, but just kind of just look at me, kind of just straightforwards, and saying this is not okay for you to do this, and I want you to stop because I have stopped. That was one way that she did. She just said stop right there and said, "I'm not going to play with you right now." And that was one thing that she did to me, and I kind of just look at that and just reflect on that, and it kind of just made me a little guilty, kind of thing about what has happened, and I was like, what is going on here? and I kind of just stopped and just kind of, in a way, these constant breakthroughs that go on. The more that happened, the more the more of these moments that kind of appeared, the more I kind of feel like, that I don't want to, do this, or don't want to have this, experience ever again with my mom about these arguments and back talking and about, playing fair or playing unfair or anything like that. It's just one of those things that my mom would do. Another thing that happened is with my dad. I don't know how the heck he did this, but whenever there's an argument or a fight that goes on, he would just say, stop what he's doing, and he would say, I don't know how he said it. He was more like, "Oh, that's right. It was all right. Do whatever it is that you like to do. Do whatever you like." And I kind of just stop right there and just and just think this through, on what Dad said about do whatever it is that you like to do, or do whatever it is that you do. It's I kind of just stop there and reflect, because growing up, I'm just so used to being with my parents and being in my own independence at younger age. It just feels kind of lost in such a strange way, and that's one thing that Dad would do. Is that he in a way he lets me go, so I can go back to him, in that kind of sense. So with my mom, it's I'm not going to play with you right now. For my dad, it's do whatever it is, that kind of thing, and it's just this kind of way of kind of playing with the mind on those certain areas that just somehow that just worked in my certain area, in my sense, saying that you just don't want to don't want to go on with the arguments. You just want to stop the arguments, stop the fights, just stop the back talking, and have the time to think it through about when it comes to these situations, because all you need to do is just stop, think, look, and listen. And that's pretty much all we need to do when it comes to those certain areas. That worked for me, and I hope that'll work for other people as well.